Making the transition from 9 to 5 to full time influencer can be tough. We sat down with Raven, beauty influencer at Beauty by Raven Maven. We talk about her journey within the beauty industry from makeup artist to beauty influencer. We tap into how she finds balance in working in social media and her mental health. Get ready to have your cup poured into. So, first question to start off with, let's do a mental health check in. How are you feeling? How's your mental health today?
My mental health is really good. It's raining, so that's kind of making me like a little like slow, but for the most part, I'm feeling really good today.
Sorry, I'm gonna take that part out. I didn't mean to touch the hands,
Oh,
but no, it's same. I think since we're so close within cities, like it's the rain is like really being a mood buster today for me. So yeah, I have some matcha here, so hopefully that like pushes it forward for me. But I'm
good, good,
so happy to have you on the podcast today, Raven. I didn't know you from your Instagram or your social media presence, but like once I got to know you and just how much you accomplished, I was like, wow, this girl is amazing. I'm so glad that we were able to connect. Taking it back to the beginning, you grew up in Baltimore, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Baltimore.
So how
Mhm.
was it like growing up in Baltimore? What when you were younger, what was your career trajectory or what did you think your future would look like in contrast to like how your career ended up today?
Yeah, so I was born in Baltimore, but I was raised in Harford County, Maryland. When I was younger, I wanted to be like seven different things. Like at first, I wanted to be a teacher, and then I wanted to specifically teach like preschool and like kindergarten. And then I wanted to be a veterinarian, and then I wanted to be like a TV host. And it just like I don't know, I just kept wanting to do so many different things. And I guess it just like kind of shows how like interests change as you get older, or even when you're a kid, like your interests can change all the time. But growing up, I had a beautiful little life. Like I had all my friends. I went outside. I was a really active child. I played a lot, but I've always had like some sort of like creative spark within me. Like when when we moved to Harford County, there was like a local grocery store, like not too far from my parents' house. And like every year they did like this Christmas coloring contest. And I won every single year because like I'm so creative and like my coloring is so good. Not to like shamelessly plug myself, but like I've always had some sort of creative spark in me and I've always had some way to like activate it like since I was younger. So now I can like use it in my adult life and I use it to create content, things like that. So yeah.
Shameless plug. I'm with the best coloring colorist of Hartford County. I feel honored.
I took my coloring very seriously and I kind of still do.
As you should, especially not now that adult coloring books are a thing. So as you
Yeah.
should.
Yes.
So I do want to say, like, touching on the fact of you saying you wanted to be a teacher and a veterinarian, and then like it changed so much. I think like as millennials, I feel like a lot of millennials I know around me, their careers have changed so much. So I think you were already projecting that for us, where we
Yeah.
just move around and bop around. We don't stick to like the same career for like 30 years.
No, no, absolutely not. Mm-mm.
So I saw, if I'm not mistaken, you went to Hartford and you got your a degree in graphic design.
Mm-hmm.
What
Yeah, my
made you Okay. What made your associate's degree? Yes. What made you want to pursue the graphic design? Was it the coloring book that contest that started that off?
no, it wasn't necessarily the coloring book. So I actually, when I got accepted into college, I was going to school for education because I just wanted to really be a teacher again. And then I saw the art building like on the campus, and it was just abstract. It was beautiful. It was very inspiring. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going back to art. So I switched to graphic design because, like, when I was younger, again, the creative spark within me, my family always asked me to like make the flyers for like people's birthday parties and like the little graphics for like cookouts and stuff like that. So, like, I was always like doing all that. And I realized that that is a career field that people could do and they get paid for. So I was just like, let me maybe dibble and dabble into graphic design and see if I actually like it. And I stuck with it all throughout college. And I still use those skills now. But again, I've just always been artistic and it's just kind of like in my blood at this point. But any way that I can like express myself creatively, like I'm just all for it.
And I guess you're saying that you use the graphic design skill to your today career. is that alluding to like some of your background in like social media management and things like that? Or even like you as a content creator?
Yeah, so I definitely use it as a content creator. I also am like a tech nerd, so I'm really big into like lighting and cameras and things like that. So that's kind of like how I'm able to intertwine them together. Oh my God, I'm losing my train of thought. You're going to edit this out, but I know you are. Wait a minute. Hold on. I lost my train of thought. Oh my God. I'm so glad this is like, you can edit stuff out. I literally lost it.
This is literally why I edit because of this, because I do the same thing too. But I was saying like, so you got your degree in graphic design and from okay.
Yeah. So the thing about like social media, what got me into that, I did an internship in 2014 when I was 24 for like this local blog in Potomac, Maryland. And they did like a lot of fashion content, a lot of like beauty content, and they had like events with like local influencers in the area. So I was like a social media intern. And that's kind of where my other passion developed for social media marketing. And from there, I've kind of like honestly taught myself a lot about marketing. I've worked with some really great like directors and managers who taught me everything that they knew. And then in my first real job in the marketing and social space, my boss was really big on like education. So she always had us take like a lot of trainings. We always like went to workshops, and that's honestly where I learned like everything that I know. So I'm so grateful for her. But I'm pretty much self-taught, and I've been able to take that into my career and work with like Unilever, Shea Moisture. Now I'm working with CoverGirl as an independent influencer. So I've really been able to like just take all the skills that I've learned and like apply it to so many different things.
Yes, I'm so happy that I'm on the phone with the newest cover girl. That's
Yes,
yes,
I know. I'm
yes.
so excited. So
Congratulations.
thank
Yeah,
you.
no. And yeah, we met through one of your social media jobs that you had. And with that, how did that transition into you getting into content creation?
Wait, can you say that again?
I said we met through one of your social media management jobs that you had. How did that eventually lead to you getting into content creation?
Oh, it's I've always been into it. So I've been doing content creation since I was 21. So it's always kind of like been there. At first, I was just doing it just to lollygag and to have fun, not really taking it seriously because this girl, her name at the time, her username was Curves Galore, but I know her as Fenice. And she did a lot of like plus size fashion content. And at the time, I was trying to figure out like what I wanted my style to be. So she actually inspired me to turn my camera on. So that's why I started making content. But it's always kind of been there. Like it's just been like off and on, but now it's like fully activated at this point.
Yeah, oh, I love to hear that. I love to hear stories like that where someone else inspired you to and they were able to help you find your voice and how you can
Yeah.
be a voice
Yeah.
for others or an inspiration for others. So
Yeah.
now you create content where you do daily makeup and makeup for beginners.
Mhm.
What led you to, I guess, honing down on what your focus would be with your content?
Yeah. So I started in fashion. I did like a lot of fashion content. And then I started working at Ulta when I was 22. And at the time I like was not a makeup girly. I didn't know anything about anything. I just wanted a job so I could just like sustain myself or whatever. So then I randomly, I'll never forget this story. I was ringing up this lady and her eyebrows looked so good. And I was just like, dang, like I wish I could do my eyebrows like that. So then I went up to one of the makeup artists and I was like, hey, there was this girl I rung up. She had really nice brows. Can you like touch mine or do something? I don't know what you do. And she did my eyebrows and I was just like, oh, that looks so good. I was like, now can you do this? And then can you do that? And the next thing I know, I ended up with a full face of makeup and I went home and I was just like, I love my face. And I was just like, how can, like, I want to do this every day. Like, this is how I want to show up to work. So I just started like playing with makeup and like experimenting. And Ulta Beauty literally taught me everything that I know now. There's so many trainings at Ulta. There's so many freelance makeup artists that you meet. Like you literally get trained on every single brand in the store. And that's all not at once, but like over time. So like I learned so much, and I worked at Ulta off and on for 10 years. So like I'm at this point in my influencing career, I'm literally just like spitting everything out that I've learned over this last decade, from makeup artists that I've met, from trainings, from videos, from a whole bunch of stuff. So this is just me like debunking my makeup brain.
I feel like every time I talk to you, I'm learning more and more about you. And I kind of figured
I
that would
feel
happen in this
like I'm
conversation.
like looking at your face. I'm like, oh my God, I never told her that.
No. Well, you told me, sorry, my camera's going slow. You told me you worked at Ulta, but I know you worked there on and off for 10 years. Because
Yeah.
I was trying to allude to the fact that you used to be a makeup artist. That's what I was trying to get to, but that
Mhm.
explains it. So wait, were you
Yeah,
a makeup artist at Ulta or no?
I was.
Okay, now,
Mhm.
girl, I think you told me that last year when we were in NOLA, but that didn't make sense to me. So, okay, you were a makeup artist at NOLA, and then you also did freelancing makeup as well, like for clients
Yeah.
or
So
no?
I was a makeup artist at Ulta, and then started dibbling and dabbling into like freelancing because my cousin at the time was a makeup artist. So like
Mm,
I was mainly kind of like her assistant. Like when she had to do weddings, like I would do like she would do a bride and then like a couple bridesmaids, and I would do the rest of the faces. So it kind of like split stuff up. But I was pretty much a makeup artist with her.
now that makes sense. Like, baby, I didn't even know this. I didn't
Yeah.
even know this.
I've done so much stuff in my life. It's crazy.
Girl, where is the book at?
I That's why I'm trying to make my podcast so I can write my book.
Girl, you
'Cause,
need to. I'm ready.
yes, seriously, I will. I will.
Okay, so you were a makeup artist, you did graphic design, now you're a full-time content creator, which I am happy to like say and share.
Yes, thank you.
No, 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 of course, of course. So okay, growing up, I obviously watched the Jackie Inas, all the different makeup
Mhm.
artists like the Aaliyah J's doing makeup. But
Yeah,
the challenge for me was that sometimes they would do different makeup looks that I was that's like advanced for me. I'm still at the
terrified too.
beginning stages. What
Yeah.
made you well, going back to the question I asked earlier, and I think like expanding upon it, what was like the defining factor for you that I need to like help out the beginner girlies because they're the ones who like need me to like be that like person that they can like come to get help to get them started.
Yeah, yeah. So I was in the same boat as you. Like I would watch Jackie Ina and be like, how the heck did she do this? Or I'd watch like, you see like all those Instagram tutorials and they have like 7 different colors on their eyes and like their creases are cut like 15 times. And I'm like, how in the heck did people even, first of all, how do people even have time to do this? And how do they even do it? But I'm just like, you know what? Let me just take this back to the basics. Like when you take stuff back to the basics and like perfect the little parts, then you can really move on to the bigger parts and like perfect those. I personally like I'm not the type of person like you're not going to see me in a cut crease every day. I'm just not doing it. But like I will do like a nice soft brown, liner, lashes, whatever. And I'm just like really big on like everyday makeup looks that like the everyday girl can achieve. And I just want to teach people how to do that because like it is simple, but like it's all about technique. Like I love sharing my techniques on how I do things, and like I literally get asked like very simple questions like literally every time I post content. It's just like as simple as what concealer do you use, or like what's the color, or like where did you get that brush. So like now I'm just like, okay, everyone's asking me kind of like basic questions, let me go through the basics of makeup and like start a series out of this for like social media.
A girly like me appreciates you because I'm still at the beginning stages. Like I saw your makeup look that you did for Halloween. I think of the Grinch. I think that
Yes,
was.
that
And I
was
was
actually the first time that I really did like a look like that. My ex-boyfriend at the time, he was just like he's always been, well, at the time, he was really like big on like this is, you have something here, you really need to like push on it and like move. And he was like, I'm gonna buy you like body makeup and you can do like some wild makeup looks, like you should just do it, like you're so good at it. So my ex-boyfriend at the time, or my boyfriend, he encouraged me to do that. And I was just like, oh my God, no, I can't do that. I'm not that type of like MUA. Like I'm very like everyday cuts, like browns, neutrals. And then I did, and I was like, oh my God, babe. I was like, this is actually really good. And yeah, so I did the Grinch, but like, girl, I was so scared to do that makeup look, but it ended up being really good.
I'm glad he pushed you to do that because literally when I saw it, I was like, whoa, like I feel like Raven, like you're that person where it's like you're a hidden gem, like literally you're a hidden
Yeah.
gem. Where like I don't think like anything bad about you, like, oh, Raven can't do this, but I think like, oh, Raven's like beautiful, yes. And then I'll like go on your page and be like, whoa, Raven can do this. Like,
It's actually
oh,
so good. I like that you say hidden gem because that's actually a really great way to describe me. And like, I really am a hidden gem, and I have hidden gems that I don't even know are gems. Like, I'm literally like learning something about me every single day that I just never knew. So I love
which
that you
is
said that.
that's good because we like as your friends or people around you are able to push that back on you. Like Raven, you did you not hear what you
Yes, this
just
is
said?
why you have to have such a good circle and you have to have such good people around you because I swear the
Period.
people around me in this season of my life are so important to me because I cannot tell you, and I've spoken to you about this, but like as a society, we have such a culture of like, you have to work for a corporation, you have to go to a 9 to 5 to be successful. And it's just like, no, you don't. And I've always kind of had this in me because I'm not going to get my bachelor's degree, I don't need it. I've been able to do so much stuff with my associates that blows my mind that like maybe the average person would be like, girl, no way, I'm gonna go drop like $70,000 on education just so I can get a piece of paper that'll prove that I'm smart. You're already smart. You don't need a piece of paper to prove you're smart. But like, I, I, I know I'm not gonna. Well, I don't know if I am, but I really don't want to go back to a 9 to 5 culture. I'm really learning that like success is defined by you, and like you can really make a living out of doing stuff that you love doing. Like you don't have to clock into a job that you hate. You don't have to work somewhere for 50 years just to get your 401k and to get your life set up so when you retire you can go live your best life. You should live your best life before you're retired. You know what I mean? So like that's kind of like the season I'm in, and I'm so glad that I have such a strong community because I feel now more than ever I feel so pushed to do like what I'm supposed to be doing like with my life. So like thank you for being in my community.
Of course, I'm happy to be in your community. And like we both shared and said, that's part of why I'm redoing my podcast and like pushing it
Yeah.
back out there. Aside from other reasons, it's something that's been a passion project of my own. And that statement you just said, you already know I agree with everything you said. Like we already talked about on the side, like we're both in similar seasons of our lives right now.
Yeah.
And that goes into like our generation. Like we're the first to do a lot of things. Even you
Yeah.
mentioning the fact that you didn't get your bachelor's, you have your associates. I got my bachelor's, and like you said, I'm 30K in debt because of it. And it's like it's great. I got it. It's a piece of paper that says you have a bachelor's, which I don't discredit getting it or not getting it, but
Right.
it's to show you that like our parents' generation, no discredit to them. I am going through this in therapy and like battling that my parents knew what they knew and they knew as much as they knew, and it takes me taking the next step to like take it further. You didn't take a traditional route. You didn't take the traditional route of like going to college and right after college going to get that 9 to 5 job at a Fortune 500 company, which is fine. But
Yeah.
how did your family and friends take it when you told them like, hey, this is the route I'm going to take and I'm transitioning into full time as a content creator, or even the path that you took along the way to finally get to this point?
Yeah. So I actually like my parents have always kind of known, and my mom is now my manager. So hi, mom. My mom and my dad, they've always known that like this is something that I am passionate about and this is something that I enjoy doing. So they've always told me like for years, just continue to work at it. It's gonna pay off. Just and my dad is really big on investments. Like he is just like, what are you gonna invest in next for your business? And that's why I have all these lights around me. But like my dad is always pushing me to like invest in something. And he's always just like, because when I bought my laptop, it was like $1,500. And he was like, okay, you spent $1,500, but you're going to make like 15 times that over time. So like you're going to get that money back. But like my family's always known I and I was talking to you about this. I haven't told everyone that I'm doing this because I'm really specific on who's around me during this time because I'm extremely vulnerable. And like I know me and I know that like if I hear like maybe one specific little comment, I'm going to shut everything down because I'm going to like trap myself back into fear and I'm going to fall into anxiety and I'm going to spiral. So I'm not telling everyone what I'm doing because everyone does not need to know. But like I'm taking the people that support me with me and I'm just literally debunking my brain, staying creative, and just finding ways to make money and just literally just finding my way in general. So I haven't told everyone, but I mean, they're going to hear it now. So everyone knows now. But like, yeah, it's a thing now. It's a thing. It's a thing. Yeah.
I
So,
I love that you said debunking my brain because I think like going back to what I just said, we're in the same season. It's like I didn't talk about this in therapy, but I feel like I agree with you and everyone's gonna know now. For me, the same thing. I feel like it's hard having a career like social media
oh
where
my
you
God.
want to yes, where you want to take those certain like leaps of faith, but because it's a career where it's a non-traditional career and what I'm going to say is going to lead to a question I have later on, but and we can answer it now, I don't mind. Because social media, you're not guaranteed a paycheck every 2 weeks. And like you said, you don't have like that 401k matching or other things. There are other ways to like get yourself in a good place financially.
Hmm.
How what other things are you doing in this season to protect yourself and like you said, like not have yourself pull back into like the oh crap, like I shouldn't be doing this. I need to go look for a job. Like what things are you doing to like protect yourself and keep yourself moving forward to know like I may not see what the end looks like, but I know this is the path I need to be on to get to where I need to be in life.
So I love this question. Such a good question. I'm praying a lot. Like I'm praying almost every second of the day. Like I never stop talking to God. I talk to him all the time and I catch myself having like little aha moments or little coincidences and I believe that that's another way that God, speaks to me. But I pray a lot. I try to take care of myself as best as possible. So like right now I'm only drinking water because that's what my body needs. I'm trying to stay hydrated. But like taking care of myself physically, mentally, spiritually. I'm just kind of like I feel like I like to connect my life to Bible verses. So I feel like this season of my life is Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 through 6 where it's just like trust the Lord with all your heart, lean not onto your own understanding, trust him and he will direct your paths. Like that's truly like where my life is. Like I'm trying I know like I understand what's going, but like I trust myself, but I trust God more. So it's just like I just have to, at this point I just have to walk through life. Like he's going to provide, he's going to give me what I need. The resources will come. I just have to trust the fact that God has already been before me in this season and every season of my life. And I just have to make strides, make sure that I am saving my money. That's another thing. Like I am really big on saving right now. And that's what kind of really led me to kick off my full-time content career because I've saved money. But yeah, just trusting God, staying spiritually connected, you know, speaking to my community, talking to like my parents and my best friend and my family. And honestly, it's really weird to say, but isolation, it's a gift and a curse. Like I feel very isolated right now in life. And I like yesterday I felt so isolated. I'm just like, why? Like I want to go outside and like do these things. And it's not like I can't, but it's just like you ever just feel like you're being hidden for something? Like that's kind of like what this isolation feels like. So it's like, okay, Raven, you have to get something right now. Like, why is God like hiding you right now? Like, why are you not getting jobs every second of the day? Like, there's a reason for that. So, like, just kind of like stay in your bubble, like, perfect your craft and like save your money and trust God, and everything's going to be okay. So, I hope that answered your question.
Okay, I may cut this part out, but yes, that answers my question. And that's literally what I'm going through right now. Like the past week, I've been inside the house and I'm just like, I don't I don't feel alone. No, I do feel alone, but I don't feel lonely. Like I
Yeah.
feel like the same thing. I feel like God is it's like not to take away from you, but I'm retweeting everything you said because it's like God is
Oh, I
speaking
love
to me
that.
through you.
I love that.
So, yes.
That.
Oh my God.
Are
Sorry.
you
I'm trying
crying?
to I am a little bit, but I'm trying to like keep it together. We're being professional here.
No, if you
Uh,
have to cry, it's okay.
I
It's all
will
right.
probably.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the next question is you kind of touched on this a little bit, like you're saving your money, you're prioritizing yourself. I feel like are prioritizing your finances, prioritizing yourself, but also your finances. I feel
Yes.
like with entrepreneurship, which you are an entrepreneur being a full-time content creator, because you're not going that traditional route, everyone has like this mixes of what they think is like the what you should do in order to be like to you step into content creation or full-time entrepreneurship. Like you have to have 6 months of expenses, you got to be ready for emergencies or the case.
Yeah.
Make sure you're getting deals all the time. But it's so
Yeah.
hard because it's like with content creation, or even if you had a full-time business, you're not consistently like winning every moment. So you
Yeah.
can't,
No, you're not.
yeah. And I'm not saying like you're not winning in a financial way because you could be having other wins like, oh my God, my video got over 100,000 views, or oh, I got like a new deal, or you could be having other wins, but you're not having financial wins all the time.
Yes.
So what would you advise someone who is looking to do the same, like make that same transition as you?
Can you'll edit this out, but can you hear the
I
ambulance?
can.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
okay.
it's
I
a
think.
perfect transition because I need to go get my charger anyway. Give me 1 second.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. I'm gonna drink some water.
Sorry, I was like on my bed working and I put my charger over there and then I was like, oh shit, it's not over here. Whew. Yeah, because my roommate started playing music, so that's why I have to wear headphones sometimes. He's on this other side of the room, but he gets he gets
I feel
into
like I need to get a chair like yours because I
oh
feel like you have back support on your chair.
you really should. It's a gaming chair and it
Uh
has a
huh.
little leg rest. So I can like lift my legs up and everything.
My little chair, you can't even
I
see
can't
it.
even your chair.
It's like I need a new chair. I'll get a new chair. That's my next
Yeah.
investment. My bag on chair.
Yeah, no, I knew if I was gonna be like working from home, I was like, I need to be comfortable and not like always want to coffee shop or something. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but continue. Or I can ask the question again if you want to start over.
Yeah, ask me one more time just so
Okay.
I make sure I'm answering it right.
So you kind of alluded to this with the last thing you said, where you were like finances and you're like in a season of saving your money.
Hmm.
You're not having wins and you're not having I'm going to put back in the part that I said earlier, but I'm just going to say this for you right now because I liked what I said earlier, sorry. But you're not having wins you financially, it's just that you're more focused on like well okay, I mixed up what I was going to say. Anyway, let me rechange this question. Okay, so everyone says like when you go into full-time content creation or full-time entrepreneurship, you have to have like 6 months of expenses, make sure you're getting consistent deals, all these different things that you have to have checked off before you take that leap of faith. But
Yeah.
with content creation, it's not always consistent wins in the sense of like financial. Sometimes you can have wins in other categories, but your finances have to be like strategically together, I guess, in a sense, for you to take that leap. So, what would you advise someone who is looking to do the same as you to take that leap of faith into like full time content creation or entrepreneurship mode? Anything that's not the traditional route.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say you don't always have to be ready to be ready. Like I always thought because I always knew that I wanted to take this full time at some point. But I always thought, okay, I have to have like $50,000 in my savings, like, or some wild number like that. And like, I need to like find a place to live or like find a condo, pay it off, and then I'll start doing this because the money is not that consistent, but it's money, but I won't have to worry about like those are all very wise decisions. And like, I'm not knocking people for having those thoughts because that's very responsible. But like, that can also be a hindrance because if you it's like you just keep preparing and then you might find yourself being like, okay, once I get to this point, then I'll do that. Okay, then you get to that point and then you're just like, oh well, I need to do this too. And then you just kind of like keep adding on stuff, and then the next thing you know, like 2 years have gone by and you still haven't started anything. So it's kind of just like, start where you are. Like, my church is really big on saying all you have is all you need, and like, I truly believe that. Like, to be a content creator, if this is like what you want to do and if this is your passion, like, start with your phone. Like, TikTok has made becoming a content creator so accessible these days. Like, before, like when I started, it was like you have to have a DSLR camera, you have to have a microphone, you have to have a MacBook, you have to have iMovie, and you have to have like 10,000 subscribers so you can start getting monetization so you can make money. But like, now a lot of those things have like dropped. Like, even you were telling me the other day on YouTube, like they switched around their monetization. So you don't need to have as many subscribers as you used to. But like, the life that you want is so accessible to you. Like, you just have to start doing it, or like you have to just start making different changes. And also, like, perspective is everything, which is something that I'm learning. Like, because I recently left my job about a month ago, and already I already kind of had the mindset that like I'm working at this 9 to 5, but like I'm gonna quit at some point. Like, it's not forever. And I always told myself that I was gonna retire before I turned 40. So I already kind of had like this mentality of like, kind of like what Chris said the other day to us, where it's like your full-time job is your side hustle, and like your side hustle is your main income. And even if it's not giving you a lot of money at the time, still treat it like it's your main income, because it will become your main income. So I guess, like, to wrap up everything that I'm saying, it's, do your research, obviously make sure that like you have what you need, but like just start doing stuff. Like, you'll figure it out as you go, and like, don't hinder yourself like too bad, cuz it you will spiral.
And I think to attach onto that, like, I knew you before I knew like Beauty Maven Raven.
Yeah.
So knowing Beauty Maven Raven, sometimes I'll forget like, oh shit, like she works here. She did that when you were working a 9 to 5. So I think like to content creators, you don't have to share everything. Like, you have control over what create like your audience sees. So like, if your side hustle, which is whatever your job is that your 9 to 5 is that you're working, you don't have to know. No one has to know.
Exactly. No,
No one
no
has to
one
know.
has to know
And
anything.
I don't want to say it in a way where it's like you have to like showcase it as if you're living this like fake life, but like
Yeah.
you have control over what things you share versus don't share. So
And
no, God.
since now that you say that, it kind of brings me to another thing where it's just like, I always wanted to do this, but I'm so glad I didn't become a full-time content creator in my 20s, because I would have burnt myself out so bad. And I would have like, I just mentally, like, I wouldn't have been as good as I am now, because I am so big on boundaries, especially as a content creator and especially as like someone that works in the creative space and social media. Like, I'm obviously going to share content. I'm going to share like, parts of my life. And before, I used to share everything. Like, I was just an oversharer. Like, I would just, everyone knew my life, like in my 20s, because I talked about it all the time. But like, now I'm kind of just like, I'll share stuff, but like, I'm not giving you everything. And it's just as little as like, when I go out to an event, I'll post on Instagram stories, but that's after I'm gone. Like, when you see my content on Instagram stories, I'm not there anymore. I'm already left. You know what I mean? So like, I am really big on boundaries, especially as an entrepreneur, because you can burn yourself out so quickly. as an entrepreneur and as a content creator. So like respect your boundaries and make sure other people respect your boundaries too.
And do you feel like giving yourself like okay, do you feel that you probably would have burnt yourself out as a creator if you were a full-time creator in your 20s? Because
Yes.
content creation was still kind of new. Like we didn't know what to do. And I feel like now that people like Jack Nina, who's been in the game for so long, you can see how her boundaries have changed, but
Oh
also
my god.
like how her as a person has grown and changed. So she
Yeah.
knows like this is what I'm willing to share versus this is what I'm going to keep protected for myself. So
Yeah.
I feel like when new content creators into this space, they already have those boundaries set. So it's like you already know what it is before it's even like established.
Yeah. And even like to that, it's if I would have did it in my 20s, I would have felt like I had to buy every single makeup drop because like I would be like, oh my god, I'm not talking about the new powder. I need to go buy it. Or like, I'm not talking about this. I gotta go buy it. And I'm like putting myself in debt trying to like talk about the most relevant makeup products in my 20s. And like now in my 30s, like I'm not going to talk about every single thing that drops because one, I don't have money for all those drops. Like there's a lot of drops. Like, oh, I can't tell you how many pink blushes there are these days and setting powders and like tinted moisturizers. Like it's just too much. Like if I go buy all these products, like it's crazy. But I'm honestly so blessed and grateful for the fact that I get so much PR and that kind of just allows me to stay on trend without like, spending a lot of money. So shout out to everyone that sends me stuff. I love you guys. But yeah, I definitely would have burnt myself out if I would have did it full time in my 20s.
And do you think I God, I lost my train of thought.
We gonna
Okay.
edit it out.
I know we are because obviously that comes with time. It comes with time to learn yourself and know like what things you're willing to put up with and what you're willing
Yeah,
to do. So
it's,
yeah.
it's trial and error. Like honestly, and kind of going back to like your question earlier of like, what do you need to get started? It's like just start and you'll figure it out on your way. And like you'll learn your boundaries as you go to and like how you want to do things. You'll learn your niche. So just start.
Yes. So going back to you taking the leap of faith to being a full-time content creator, what was the process like of taking the leap of faith? You quit your job about a month ago, you said. How was that transition from like, okay, I have to clock in for someone else versus like, okay, now I'm like full-time clocking in for myself. And also,
It,
like keeping
it
yourself accountable.
it is it's a very interesting slash weird slash great transition because I was just telling myself this the other day. I was like, I've never spent, and I moved to Jersey in October of 2022. I've never spent this much time in my apartment before. I mean, I haven't been here that long, but I've never actually like sat in my apartment for like days on days on days. And like I've been able to like harvest more love in my apartment since I'm spending more time in here. The first couple of days were really scary. Like they were really really scary because I'm just like, "Oh my god, I'm really doing this now." It's like, "Okay, like girl, I was praying in the car. I was just like, okay, God, what am I gonna do now? Oh my God, I don't have a job. Oh my God. It's scary. It's really scary. But like if it's meant for you, everything will align. So like again, Proverbs 3, verse 5 through 6, like just trust and like everything will fall into place if it's meant to be. And some people go into entrepreneurship and it doesn't work out. And if it doesn't work out, it's okay. Like, everything's not for everybody. Like entrepreneurship is definitely not for the weak. Okay? Like please, if you're going to do entrepreneurship, make sure you have some thick skin. People are going to really tell you some things. People are mean. I've always known that people are mean, but like I really learned that there's some really mean people out here since I've been an entrepreneur. So like just trust. And again, if it's not for you, it's okay. Like bless you. There's there's lots of other lanes on the highway. So just because one lane's not for you doesn't mean there's not another highway lane that you could drive in.
No, same. And I think like in our conversation, I told you like worst comes to worst, you can always apply
You
for
can
a
go
job.
back. Yeah,
You can,
worst come
you can
worst. apply for a job, go back to 9 to 5. And then maybe if you want to still figure out how you can do entrepreneurship, figure it out as you're doing your 9 to 5. Like, listen, your life is your life. Like, you don't have to be like dedicated to like one specific way of living. Like, that's boring. Like, just live and like appreciate the little things. It'll be okay.
Big facts. And I think like I've seen people where they've quit their jobs to do entrepreneurship or content creation, then go back to a full time job. But I think like it goes to the point of like being, I don't want to say a quitter because I don't think it's quitting. I think like taking a step back to come back to it because
Yeah.
you're coming back with more experience, more knowledge. You're coming back with like, okay, this didn't work the first time because this, that, and the third. So what have I learned from this, or what tools do I need to learn from this to come back and be better to be able to like successfully do it? So if this is speaking out to people, whoever's listening, if you were to quit and then for some reason you need to like go back to a job and then it's like, okay, this didn't work out. Why? What tools do I need to learn, or how can I better prepare myself the next time so that way the
Yeah.
next time sticks?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
you recently moved to Jersey, New York area. I'm so happy to have you closer to me.
Yeah.
It's been almost a year, not there yet, but
Like, it'll be here before we know it.
yes, girl. I was thinking about it. I think I told you this the other day. I'm like hit 5 years, and I'm like I've been here for five
Oh
years.
my
So
gosh.
yeah, so it happens like a blink of an eye. So
Yeah.
it will definitely be here before you know it. How has that transition been to New York, New Jersey? Because I do feel like I love New York. I have friends who hate it and I respect them for it. Don't bash on my city though, because New York is my city. But how has the transition been to like becoming a New Yorker and just like living here? This is your first time living alone too, right? Or I'm gonna take that
No, no,
part
no. I've lived alone, but like in Baltimore. This is my first time living alone outside of Maryland.
out. Okay. So how has the transition been to like being a New Yorker?
It has been it's been a lot of things. It's been fun, it's been scary, it's been intimidating. But it's been a lot of things. Like when I first moved, obviously I was super excited. Like first of all, I was excited to move out on my own again because I had been wanting that for so long. But the first time I caught the subway, I was so scared. Like I had so much anxiety because I'm just like, in Maryland, everybody drives. You don't need to catch a train for nothing. I've never had to take public transportation in my life. So I was very, very scared. Like, some of the subways are dark, they're gross, they're dirty, like there's zombies, literal zombies, okay, in the subway. But it has been so beautiful living here. I feel like and I was telling my best friend this the other day, like, I feel like I have found my best self since I've moved here. Like, I feel like New York has kind of like shown me that, like, you really can do great things. Like, you just kind of have to just go for it. And I feel like that's the culture of like New York. And it's just like, you and oh my god, New York is just so special to me. Like I've met so many people that kind of are in the same place as me where they're just trying to figure it out. And New York is such a good place to try to figure it out. Like because there's so much opportunity in this city, in this state. Like you never know who you can run into. You told me this all the time. You're just like, Raven, you could literally be on the R train and you're sitting next to Jay-Z's physical trainer or something. Like you just never know who you're sitting next to. And like I've just met some really cool people and I've always wanted to live in LA, but I never want to live in LA. Like New York is just where it's at for me. There's so much opportunity. The people here are just like there's no other like when you New York is just so freaking special. Like the people here are just so dope and awesome and like everyone's obviously not awesome, but like I've met some really great people that like if you want to get somewhere, they'll put you on their back and like you'll go with them or like they'll put you on to this or like they'll like people are just such big connectors here. I just freaking love being here so much. It's so great.
I love the way you talk about and describe New York. You made me just like re-fall in love with the city all over again because it is all of those things. The
Yes.
subway, get ready for the subway in the summer. I will say, be
Oh God.
prepared. The subway in the summer is an experience.
What?
Um,
Wait. What is it? Is it like it's more zombies? Like what is it
no,
like?
it's just hot as hell. Like it's hot.
Oh.
It is.
Uh,
I think which
okay.
anyone can comment and let me know. I think the worst subway station, in my opinion, is 34th Street, Herald Square in the summer. It is boiling hot.
Mm.
You just want to like get out of your clothes, but you don't because it's like you'll feel just like dirty and gross. So you're just like, I just need to hurry up and get home or just somewhere. So
Yeah.
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 But
Ugh, I can't.
I've always heard people say New York is like a fun hell, and then LA is like, what did they say? It's a something heaven, a sad heaven. I think it is, or it's something. I can't
Like
remember.
a fake heaven,
A
or
fake
I don't
heaven,
like. Yeah, literally because like, and I've never lived in LA, but I visited obviously a couple times, and like you obviously watch like Makeup Shayla, like Manny MUA, like all those people that live in like LA. And like it just seems very fake. Like not saying that those people are fake because I love Makeup Shayla and I love Manny MUA, but like it just doesn't seem as genuine. Like New York feels more genuine. Like you can go to a block party in Brooklyn and like you are going to come out with like 15 new friends, like you are going to go to the bar across the street and have a drink after the block party. Like it just feels more community, it feels more like togetherness, like you're not alone, like it's literally community. I love New York like so freaking much, like so freaking much.
and I think to the point of what you just said, like you can come out of the block party with 15 new friends. Even if you're not talking to those people all the time and you don't see them for another 3 months, you just see them again at some random event, and it's like,
Yes,
oh
it's
my
like oh
god, yeah. No, yeah, and
mm-hmm.
I think those are like some of my favorite parts about New York is like you can be alone, but I never feel lonely in New York. Like I always feel like I know somewhere I can find a friend or somebody to like feel not alone if I want it to be, but I can
Yeah.
also just be in my own bubble. Okay, now my fire people are starting the ambulance. I don't know if you can hear
Oh,
that.
I heard it a little bit.
Okay. So yeah, so that's some of my favorite things I love about New York. So we've talked about a lot of things and just like your trajectory and your career, about how you got to where you are and how you're just in a place in your life where you really focus on like your mental health and just protecting your space. Social media can be a lot.
Yes.
We know that they're just like, I'm so happy social media wasn't a big thing when we were younger, at least for me. Like, I'm so happy it wasn't because
Me
I
too.
think our lives would just be so different. How do
Yeah.
you manage your mental health while having a career on social media?
I turn my phone off at certain times of the day. I I really turn my phone off. Like just I also started watching more TV. Like I love watching like series like All American and like all the other stuff on like Netflix. But like when I'm watching a good show, like I am not on my phone. I don't want to be on my phone. So like finding other ways to like entertain myself or keep myself occupied, like just you got to put the phone down cuz social media is it's great, but it's also it can really get to your mental health really really bad, especially if you work in it professionally and you do it as a side hustle. I don't know how I've done it for so long, to be honest with you, but yeah, it can be a lot.
Girl, I honestly don't know how you have either. I just thought about that because it's so hard because like when you're interviewing for new social media jobs, they're like, well, how do you balance your mental health while on social media? And I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
I take breaks, but it's like even when I'm just aimlessly scrolling on social media, depending on what client I have, I'm like, oh, this would be great for this client or this would be great for me. It's like
Yes,
I'm still thinking
literally.
about work all the time.
Your work brain like just doesn't shut off. It
No,
like just keeps going.
no, yeah, definitely. And
Calm
I
down.
will say for you, I think another thing that you do is you always have like your D&D on, like your silence, which I don't know if you do.
Gosh,
Yeah.
yes. My focuses. Oh, yes. I have like 15 different focuses. Like I have focuses from when I'm editing content. So like Instagram, Twitter, none of them can like ping me. I am big on focuses, like workout focuses, writing focuses, music focus queen over here.
Wait, so then what are you turning on or off for each of the focuses?
I so for like blogging, I turn off like all the social media.
Mm,
So like I'm not getting all those notifications. I will have obviously like I have my favorites on, so like my mom, my dad, like my niece, like they can call me or whatever.
yeah.
But like mostly it's social media, also emails. Like I just
Mm.
turn all that off. Just honestly, all the apps. Like you know, you don't realize how many apps you have until you just
Girl,
look through your phone. Like you just turn everything off.
no facts. I had to start using the feature, and also I also ran out of space, and I refused to buy more space. But
Mm.
I turned off the feature. I turned on the feature where the Apple can delete off apps I'm not using because I'm like I have all these apps that
Oh,
I'll
that's
use
a
once, and then I don't
yeah.
use it for like a month, and I'm like, why is this on here? You know?
Good app cleanse is good
Mm-hmm.
for this.
So I asked this question a little earlier about what is your advice to new creators entering. Did I ask this question? What is your advice to new creators into the industry?
You did. I kind of like answered a little bit, but I mean I can always provide
Okay.
more.
I'm gonna re-ask it because I'm gonna also react to the well, I did. I asked them the contents of how should they protect their mental health as well, right?
You did ask that, yeah.
So we're gonna skip to the next question then. I'll ask it again. If you answer more, great. If not, I'll take it out.
Okay.
So for new creators who are entering the social media space with whether they be someone who is in college and trying to launch their career in social media or someone who is working a 9 to 5, also having a career in social media or doing it full time, what is your advice to them? What is your advice to them for balancing their mental health?
Oh, balancing your mental health. Uh, um, batch create your content. So, like for me, like batch creating has truly that's another reason why I can stay so mentally sane. But like I will pick a couple of days out the week, and now I have more time than ever to do it. But like I'll pick a couple of days out the week, and I will sit like where I'm at now. Like this is my studio/desk, and I'll sit here and I'll just like bang out like 15 videos, like just nonstop. And then I like designate another day to edit all of that content, and then I designate another day to write all those captions. And then at the end of the week, I have a whole bunch of content that I can like move throughout the month, move throughout the week, find out what times I want to post stuff. So like batch create your content. It's gonna help you so much because literally like for me, when I forget to write a caption and I have to make one on the fly, like I'm stressed. Like I'm big stressed. I'm gonna leave something out. I'm not gonna write it in the voice that I want to write it in. Like I'm very detailed. So like take your time, don't rush, set yourself up for success. It's the biggest thing. But yeah, batch create all of your content and protect your mental health so you're not burning yourself out.
I think I realized that about myself last year when we worked Essence Fest. I was like creating like the captions for the stories or certain posts. I was getting
Yeah.
a little stressed because I'm just like, oh my God, like I want this to be like the best thing ever. But my brain
Yeah,
isn't working right
sometimes
now.
yeah, sometimes like real time you just don't have the creative brain that you had on like Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's good. Like if you have that, like even like sometimes I'll wake up and I'm like, I'm not gonna make content today. And then
Mm.
like maybe the sun shines just a little differently than it did before. And I'll be like, oh, let me just go ahead and like make 10 videos right now. Because like my creative juices are flowing. So like that's another thing. Like respect your body. Like as you're creating content, like respect your body. Like if you don't have it in you, if you don't have energy to like make 15 captions, just don't write them. Like find another day to do it. Like don't fake the funk. Like if you don't want to make a video, just don't make it. Make it another day. Like yeah, just like don't fake it. Don't fake the funk. If you don't want to do it, just don't do it.
And I think the age we're in is people could tell when you're faking it. Like people could tell when it feels
Oh my god,
inauthentic.
yes.
So don't do it. Like
Yeah.
don't push yourself.
Yes. No. And like quality over quantity. So like
Period.
You don't have like you can make 50 videos, but like if none of them have value, you're doing yourself a major disadvantage. So like make sure that you're researching what you want to post and make sure that like for me, and this is just I guess a little tidbit, if I feel like I'm making a video and I wouldn't want to save it so I could watch it later, I'm not posting it.
Mhm.
Like if I feel like I'm not providing enough value in the content, I'm gonna scrap it. Oops, sorry, sorry.
You're
That was my
fine. You're
sister.
fine. It's
That
okay.
was my people can reach me anytime, but I just hit no.
Do you need to take that though, or
No, 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 no.
so into some fun questions? What is in your makeup or okay, I worded this wrong. What is your makeup starter pack for newbies to makeup?
Good gracious. Ooh. So definitely like for one, make sure you have good skincare. Like a lot of people don't realize, and something that I realized when I worked at Ulta, people would be like, "Oh my god, your makeup looks great," and I'm just like, "Let me tell you about this new cleanser," and they're like, "I didn't ask you for that," and I'm like, "But it contributes to it." So make sure you have like good skincare. So obviously your moisturizers, your serums, your eye creams, whatever. But like my favorite drugstore foundation is the L'Oreal True Match. They have so many shades. It's and even on the bottles they have like the undertones written on them. They have the neutrals, the cools, and all that. So like honestly, it's a very beginner friendly, shoppable foundation in my opinion. So I always recommend people to do that. A good concealer. LA Girl is my favorite to recommend to people that just don't know. Because it's a good quality concealer. It's only like $6. Have a good mascara. Essence Lash Princess is great. I mean, mascara is mascara. I'm not really big on like mascara. Actually, the new CoverGirl one is really great. You know, Lashtopia, Cleantopia is real good. And maybe like a good blush. And that should kind of be it for like a start, or maybe a good setting powder. And that's a good place to start. Yeah.
And then what's your go-to makeup products at the moment?
It's from the Dollar Tree.
Wait, really?
Yes. Yes. It's $1.25. It's, right here, handy dandy. Always got it on deck. LA Girl or LA Colors blush in Sweet Cheeks. I wear it every day. I get complimented. I get compliments on this blush every single time that I wear it. And every time people ask me, I'm like, "Oh my god, what's that blush? Is it NARS? Is it Laura Mercier?" I'm like, "Girl, it's Dollar Tree." But like, yes, this is. If I don't have this, it's probably not going to be a good makeup day for me.
You need to also add in budget friendly makeup to like your tagline of what you do because
Oh,
what?
yeah, I do. Like my thing is
You do
like
okay.
affordable makeup, drugstore makeup, yeah, cheap makeup, all them hashtags.
Now I'm gonna go to the Dollar Tree.
Girl, I'm telling you, they bumped it up to 25 cents for a reason because they're giving you a little bit more quality these days,
25 cents more quality. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So I want to thank you so much for being on the podcast today. Is there any questions that I didn't ask or anything that you want to say before we sign off?
I feel like we covered so much and there's a lot of gems in this conversation. So I don't think I have anything else that I want to add, but no, I don't. Nothing's coming to me. I feel like I've said it all.
No,
So
there is a lot of gems. I literally took notes and I'm like, okay, what did she say? Praying a lot, debunking my brain. You know, I was have to
yeah.
get ready to be ready. I'm like, okay.
Mhm.
Last question. This will also be in the show notes as well. But what are your social handles for anyone that wants to connect with you?
Yeah, so I'm Beauty Maven Raven across all platforms. So that's BeautyMavenRaven. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube. And you can find me there. I have lots and lots and lots of makeup content for beginners. So if you don't know how to put your blush on, you don't know how to put on your mascara, I just uploaded how to wear your concealer today, okay? So yeah, if you are just struggling with makeup, definitely hit the follow for me.
Yes. And you do your TikTok is organized. I was going through like your, I don't know what that thing is called at the top, but I guess like your tabs.
Oh,
And I was like,
playlist?
yeah, your playlist. Thank you. So
Yes,
yeah.
everything. I really hope that Instagram will adapt to that because it would really help my feed be just a little bit more organized. But like, yeah, so if you go to my TikTok feed, it's literally the first one. I reorganized it because it's like my niche content. So just click on the Makeup for Beginners tab. You'll go through all of my oh my god, you'll go through all of my beginner makeup starter kits, how to put on concealer, how to put on foundation, where to buy stuff, like everything is there.
Yes. So thank you again so much for being on the podcast. I am excited to see what the future holds for you in content creation because you already know how I feel about you and your content and like this place that you're in your life and this journey you're on. So I'm wishing you the best. But yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. This was fun.
Can't wait until the next episode to get your cup filled. Follow us on our social media platforms at Pour Into My Cup on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Pinterest. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast to stay updated when new episodes are released. Leave a review and pour into someone else's cup by sharing the podcast. And I have to ask, is your cup half empty or half full? Peace, love, happiness. Brashiba signing off.